welcome to DevFest. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. I'm traveling at the moment, but I really wanted to be there, but I just couldn't do it. And I'm grateful that you're managing me with just this recording. So I'm going to get straight to the point, and I'm going to be quick because I have a flight to catch. The organizers asked me to talk about what I would like to see you build. So as you may know, I recently became the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer of MTN. And marketing doesn't quite encompass all that I do. There's a strategic component to it. And I do manage two of the biggest products out of MTN, voice and data. Right? But because of my background, I spent some time in startups. I spent some time enabling startups to distribute our products to telco customers. I have a perspective that I'd like to share with you today. And it's really focused on what I think you need to be building going into the future with MTN's help. So we're in an infrastructure-light society, right? This is not news to you. But when you hear people use the word leapfrog, I want to talk about what that looks like in practice. For that to happen, you still need infrastructure. But the reason you all in the room are so important is because you are devs. And the infrastructure that we can build and build much faster is digital infrastructure, right? So if digital infrastructure is in place, everything you want to build, all of your dreams of the products that you want to see can come true, right? So I'm especially excited. I am especially excited to say this in a room of devs because you guys, you have the yam and the knife. You know what I mean? Once the digital infrastructure is there, you're the ones that are going to make magic. So let me give you an example of what I mean by infrastructure, right? So everything now is fintech, right? So think about the one piece of infrastructure that fintechs all use, and that's the BVN. The question I'd like you to ask yourself is, would the industry exist without the BVN? It probably wouldn't. Right? And think about how many companies have been born just because that piece of data exists about not even all Nigerians, just a significant chunk of Nigerians, and it's accessible via API. Right? Without that piece of data, the entire fintech landscape would look very different. Right? Now, BVN isn't the be all and end all. There are so many other things that we would need. But the way you access that information is by thinking about what you wish you could build, right? There are probably many of you in this room that have had ideas for things you wanted to do, but you couldn't because the data or the infrastructure wasn't readily available. And that's what I want you to tell me. And the reason I want you to tell me that, let me put it like this. Earlier on this week, I was having a conversation and someone said to me that MTN was the original tech bro, right? I mean, that might seem funny and we don't really look, much like it right now. We've drifted a bit. But I think that's true. And I think that right now, there's a very, very strong need to reconnect and have MTN become a tech co instead of a telco, right? That's why I'm here. That's why I took the job. That's why I'm giving this keynote today. So the question I want you to ask yourselves, and I really want the answer, right? So I'm hoping the organizers will gather this data and share with me, is I want you to tell me what kind of infrastructure a company like MTN can create to enable the ecosystem. I think for me, given where I am in my career, that's really what I want to do right now. Any job I have, any sort of passion of mine, any sort of effort I'm making, I want to benefit the ecosystem as a whole. And I think that's why I was selected to join MTN, right? So let me give you an example. MTN has been talking to customers through its call center for 20 years. Right. So I haven't checked if this exists or how much of this exists, but that's theoretically 20 years of recorded conversations with Nigerians. Right. Hello, can we feed that into a natural language processor and then have Alexa and Siri have Nigerian accents? Now, I know Google Maps already has that, but I'm thinking about Nigerian accents in a more sort of interactive way. So not just the AI responding, right, but the AI understanding, right, and transcribing more effectively. So if that kind of infrastructure exists, right, so beyond sort of these flashy cases of Siri and Alexa, what comes after that, right? You start to potentially have a generation of voice-activated services that serve the wider population of Nigeria, including those that have less education, right? So that's the type of infrastructure I'm talking about, right? You can even go further, right, and layer just that data, that voice data in English, layer it with other languages. This is the type of thing that can't be built outside of here. Nobody can build that for us. We have to build that ourselves. So here's where I need you. I need you to tell me while I'm at MTN so that I can try and build it so that you guys can build on top of it and MTN becomes a tech bro again. Right? But basically that's really what I had in mind is what do you want to build in the future or build for the future, right? Imagining that MTN can create the infrastructure that allows you to do that. What is that infrastructure, right? So DevFest organizers, please, I'm begging you, please and please, can you do something where you gather this feedback and share with me because I'm really, really keen to understand it, right? And I'll leave you with this. I took this job for you. I took this job for each and every single developer in this room so that I could create this infrastructure so that you could build on it and find your dreams, right? So to whatever extent I can, I'd love to be able to do that, but recognize, and I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for the future that you want to build, and I can't wait to see it. You guys have a great DevFest. Thank you.